Gina from Gina K Designs, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. People are coming in from all over the country, all over the US, all over the world, and it is great to see you here on this beautiful afternoon here in Wisconsin. I see some of you guys are still dealing with cicadas, and I dropped the R. I know I was saying it wrong, so thank you guys for letting me know. That's helpful. And today I am going to play with the brand new kit, and I'm going to do something with the brand new Master Layouts dies. So for those of you who weren't able to make it to our release party last night we released lots of brand new stamps and dies. We also released a brand new Master Layouts 5 stamp set or die set and a brand new card kit called Time to Coast. And the Time to Coast stamp set was designed with the window die in mind from the new Master Layouts 5 die set. So if you didn't get that die set, you're going to want to make sure that you grab that one, because that is going to be very, very popular. You're going to see that all over the internet. Our design team didn't get that because it wasn't here yet when we shipped out everything. And so they should be getting there soon. And you're going to start to see that popping up all over Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So I'm really excited for this release. We had so much fun last night with you guys. Thank you all so much for your patience too. We know our website had a glitch, but we found out what the cause was. And luckily it wasn't because the site was overloaded. I know that sounds crazy. It was a weird coincidental thing where there's these things called nodes. I don't really understand it all, but there's these things called nodes that somehow detached from our website when we needed them. So they were put back and the site got up pretty quickly. They had it back up and running within an hour, and they understand now what happened. So right before our next release, they're going to make sure that everything is attached again. I have no clue. I just always say to them, please make our site run fast. And last month was good. Last night we had that problem. So thank you for hanging in there with us and still getting all your orders in. That was awesome. All right. So people are still coming in. It's great to see all of you guys. Beautiful Butterflies sold out? No. I don't think so. Oh, maybe the Beautiful Butterflies one, the first one may have sold out. I'm not sure. But I know Beautiful Butterflies 2 is still available. And the die set that coordinates with both stamp sets is still available. So if that did sell out last night, then we have to place a reorder, and that's probably about 3 to 4 weeks before it will be back, if that helps you guide your ordering. All right, everyone. So today what I thought I would do is, I said last night that I designed this stamp set and Master Layouts 5, and I'm really eager to create my my magical, not real seaside boat ocean retreat. So I don't have a house at the beach, but this is my pretend house at the beach, and I'm going to create what I think it would look like out the window of my house on the beach. So I hope you'll come along for a little retreat with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, if we want to take a look at this stamp set here. This is the stamp set I'm going to use now. There's so many great stamps in this stamp set that can be used with this window die. And this is the die that I'm going to use, the window. And I'm also going to use the outer window. And again, I was explaining to everyone last night, some people were wondering why I didn't make it all just one die. But it's because you can use it in more than one way. You can use it like that, but you can also cut a rectangle out by itself that coordinates with our Master Layouts 4. And I did make a card using that last night. So it is good to have them separate. Plus, if you want to make bigger cards, you could actually have 2 windows side by side in your big card, or you can do a real long card and have 3. So it's great to have them separate. And it's not hard to line up. So I'm going to start with the lighthouse. I think I want to do a lighthouse scene for this card. So I'm going to get a piece of just plain old white cardstock. And I was thinking about what colors I wanted to create for this background. And I thought that if we did some ocean mist, since I have ocean mist cardstock, if we did some peach Bellini and we did some lovely lavender, wouldn't that be a pretty sky blend? I think I'm going to do this look today. So we'll see how it all pans out, but this is my plan. I don't even know how I'm going to blend these colors together, but I get the feeling that I know I did a blend like this before where I blended peach and purple together. I might have to add a little bit of pink in there, but I could do innocent pink. Let's just look at that color too. Let me find it up here. So innocent pink would be another pretty sky. That blend, and then maybe go down into peach Bellini. I think I'll do that. I will add this extra color in here. Okay, so now to find brushes that are going to work. Here is a brush that had some leftover peach and coral on it. And I'm going to start by, I have to remember that my opening is small here, right? This is my opening of my window. So I really want to get most of this color blend within a smaller area. So what I'm going to do here, just as a guide for myself, is I'm going to just take a pen and just to remind myself that I want to get my full color blend in this area, I'm going to just put a little line here and a little line here. And it's kind of nice to have a little template already cut for yourself. This way you can, kind of do things like that. So, and this is actually a friction pen. So if this gets in the way, I'll just show you, the friction pens can be erased. See that? So, but I'll put that back there just so that I know where it is. Okay. So I think my fade is going to be peach Bellini close to the bottom, and then innocent pink, and then it will go to the blue and then to the purple. So we'll start with peach Bellini down at the bottom. All right. That's true. I could just mask it and do the full ink. And I can still do the full inking here. I just want to make sure that I get my peach Bellini up in here, and I get my purple down in there. So I'm going to start with the peach Bellini. And I'm going to do a little light ink blending going across here. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I like to see that sun, that kind of the most orangey part of it, a little lower in the sky, kind of like a sunset. Sunset, the sun always looks more orange at the bottom, and a sunrise, it always seems to look more whitish and yellowish, like real, I don't know, glistening, where at sunset you seem to get all those rich colors. Okay, so I'm going to just rub that off because I think I might use the same brush here. Okay. And welcome everyone who's joining us. It's great to see all of you guys. We had a great release last night. It was really fun to be with all of you. So much fun. Arjita, what time is it in India? I see Arjita is here. She released a beautiful stamp set last night. Her stamps are always amazing. Her talent is amazing. You have to watch some of her videos where she shows you how she watercolors. That's just like pure entertainment to watch her do that. Okay. There we go. Okay. I probably should have some blue at the bottom too for the water, but let me just see how this looks because we can always go back over. Yeah, I probably should do that. Maybe I'll flip it around this way and we'll go in this direction and we'll get the blue on the water line. That's the beauty of doing an ink blend. You can just flip it around. Now, for anybody who has ever had any, didn't know how to re-ink an ink pad, I noticed that my Ocean Mist, finally, this is one of our very first colors that we ever had. I think I've only re-inked it once in probably 8 years. But when you purchase re-inkers from us, what our girls do in shipping is they actually bag every single re-inker separately so that if anything happens in shipping to one re-inker, it doesn't ruin anything else in your order. So it'll come in a little bag. And if you want to keep them in the little bags so they never open or leak in your drawer, you certainly can do that. But I know a lot of people keep them upright in a drawer. I want to show you how to re-ink an ink pad. So this is what I do. I just take it and I do, let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit here. So what I do is I make a Z, like zigzags going on one side like this, all the way down to the corner. And then I turn it and I go in this direction, like that. Then I go in straight up and down lines like that. And I'm just lightly squeezing, and then I go in lines this way. So you could see that used up some of that ink, but not very much. I really can't turn it to show you, but it kind of is just above the label here. So that gives you a nice solid inking. And then I like to just let it sit and breathe a little bit, let it kind of spread out. But since we don't have time to do that, I'm just going to go right in on it. All right, so I have another brush here. So let's see how inky this brush ends up getting. It's going to get pretty inky. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this in. I might just go with the 3 colors. And actually, that's blending pretty nicely into that sky. Maybe I'll do a little purple in there too. We'll see. But now my ocean mist is actually, I'm getting some good color on that ocean mist. Before I felt like I was really having to like dig my brush into the pad. And that's not, you shouldn't have to do that. That means it's time for re-inking. Okay. This really feels very much like a sky already, doesn't it? It really does. Okay. So now I think what I'm going to do, let me lay my stamp here and see what this looks like. Okay. So now I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some masking magic. I had a little leftover piece of masking magic here. And I think, let's see, where's the break? Oh, here we go. Me trying to peel masking magic. I know this is kind of a big piece, but I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to mask off close to the top there. And then I'm going to get a little bit of a darker blue. And I want to stay in that same vein. So I'm going to get a little Turquoise Sea. I'm going to put a tiny bit of Turquoise Sea ink on there. And I am going to just go on the masking magic down into it just a little bit here. Just want to kind of define the horizon a little bit so I can stamp right on it. Let's see how that looks. The good thing about masking magic, yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can see I do have some blue from the sky, and that's okay. But I've got a nice straight line there. So you can see that. So that's going to help when I put my lighthouse there. Like that, you'll see coming out off the sides there that we still have that horizon. That's my favorite part of the ocean, is looking out at the horizon and realizing that it goes way past what my eye can see. I love that. Okay, I'm going to mix a little bit of lovely lavender in here. Just a little bit right into that. See if it makes a difference. I can see it a little. Okay. So I'm going to give it a little bit of color. Now, in this case, I'm going to say unfortunately. For every other case, it's fortunate. But for this case, it looks a little bit not perfectly blended. And I love that because it feels a little bit like clouds. But unfortunately, our ink has a smoothing agent in it, and it's going to smooth out and look beautiful and perfectly smooth. So that's okay. It's still going to look beautiful. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this lighthouse onto this cardstock. But before I do that, I'm going to give that ink just a little chance to dry. So I'm going to put my Misty aside. And the next thing we're going to do is cut out a window. Now, I've been trying to decide what color window I want to do. Do I want my window to look very wood grained, kind of like almost like a whitewashed wood, or do I want my window just to be a solid color? So I decided that I'm going to definitely use a white card base. And I do like the way that looks against the white card base. It's very stately. But I think before I make the final decision, let's wood grain a window and we'll cut one out and we'll see how we like it. Because it may look that much better if we do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to just take a quarter sheet of craft cardstock and we're going to add a little wood grain texture to this. So this is on the same color here. That's a little distracting. Let me get a different color so we can see a little bit better. I have a gray piece of cardstock here that I've used before. So let's just put that here so that we can see a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to do this with 2 different colors. I'm going to do warm cocoa and I'm going to do white. So what some people like to do is they like to have a white ink pad that they use for their messy techniques. Or if you have patience, you can let something completely dry before you move on to the white part. I don't care all that much because I'm just going to use the edge of the white pad and it's going to get a little probably brown ink on it, but I'll just kind of wipe it off later. And as long as I don't get brown ink all over the surface of my pad, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But you might want to let it completely dry. Oh, thank you so much for reminding everybody, Kay and Melinda, for the reminder, for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you're watching this video and you like this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, that really does help my channel. If you want to give it a thumbs down, it's okay. All interaction is good interaction, and I'll just cry later. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get a notification whenever I go live. All right, I'm going to use this flat edge of the ink pad, and I'm going to create some kind of wood lines here. I'm not going to worry too much about those like real planky parts because when we cut this window out, it's going to be pretty, pretty skinny. You're not really going to be able to see the planks anyway. You're just going to see the texture. Okay, now I'm going to add that white. And again, it's probably a good idea to let it dry a little bit first, but I want to add some white to this just to give it a little bit of a whitewashed kind of finish. And you can see I'm kind of like dragging the white down a little. See, I am getting my ink pad dirty, so definitely let yours dry completely first. And if you're, kind of in a hurry, just use a heat tool. Kind of like using the edges too, just to really create some whitewashy look there. Okay. And then I'll just take this on a piece of cardstock and I'll just kind of, really get rid of as much of the brown as I can. You can see the ink is still fine. All right. Well, that just made a complete mess. So now I'm going to let this dry for a minute because that ink is a little bit inky. That's pigment ink, so it doesn't dry as quickly as our dye inks do. All right. So I'll put that aside for a minute, and then let's go back to stamping this now. Welcome, everyone. I can see lots of people coming in. So we're going to use the lighthouse, like I said. Boy, any of these would be beautiful, right? But I've committed to the lighthouse. If you guys didn't see Mindy Egan's video, you got to go to Mindy Egan's channel. She did a video using the kit last night. She launched it, and I love the way she used our sunshine stencil. I'm going to do something similar in a live, and I really love the way she did that. So check it out. Okay, I know this isn't perfectly centered. It's totally fine. It doesn't have to be because we're going to cut this out as well. All right, so I'm going to use the Gina K Designs Black Onyx ink, and I'm going to ink this up. Now, I have not used this stamp yet, so this will be my first inking. I feel like I need to get more ink in the center of it. There we go. Okay. You can see I kind of lined up those lines along the artificial horizon that I created there. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. All right. So I don't think I'm gonna stamp it a second time, even though I probably could. I don't know if it moved, and I really don't want to ruin it after all the ink blending. And since you're looking through a window, it's okay if it's not, you know, super crisp. I should have stamped that image 1 or 2 times first, but, you know, live and learn, right? Okay, so now my next step is going to be to cut this out. I'm going to cut this out the way I want it to look through my window. So I'm just going to kind of test it here and look at it through this window. Now, maybe you want it to be a little off center, like that. Maybe you want it right in the center, but I feel like I'd like it to be a little off center so I can see more of the lighthouse. So that helps me guide how I want to cut this back piece. So I want to cut it a little off center, and I'm not worried about that pen mark at all. All right, so let's get the die cutting machine and we'll get to cutting. I hope you guys all had a good night. I feel like I was just here, like, not that long ago. Tom and I were here late last night. Oh, yes, that's what we need. We need some pretty guitar music. All right, Tom, you want to give me an overhead shot here? There we go. I don't know how Tom does that. He's playing the guitar and running the board at the same time. Beating up the trolls. We haven't had any trolls yet today, though, right? Right.
Today, well, one.
One? Oh. Okay, so I'm going to test this again. So I've got the die where I want it, and I'm just going to measure to make sure that looks like it's coming through the right spot on my window, and it is. So that looks good. Let's cut this out. Ooh. Yeah, the music is nice, huh? Okay. So, there we go. We've got that piece. And again, we're not going to worry about that because that's going to be totally covered by the window. Oh, that looks pretty just like that, doesn't it? That's just so pretty. Ooh, I love it. Okay, now that we have the die cutting machine out, let's cut this piece out with the die. So first, we're going to cut the rectangle. We'll do that first. I don't even know if you're going to really see a lot of the white. So you really could just kind of just bag the white part if you don't want to do it. Pam, your order shipped already? I'm telling you, I went out there today and they've got like 3 teams just cranking. They are trying so hard to get everybody's order out fast because they know you guys want it. Okay, and this you could keep for something else if you wanted, a little plank of some sort. Now I'm going to cut the window out of this. So you can tape this down if you want to be 100% accurate, but it does lay in there pretty nicely. My plates are warped, which really doesn't help my situation. Let me move it over a little. Sometimes the streakiness of the wood graining is deceptive, and it's a little harder to center. But I feel like this look is going to be really pretty. Karen, yay, your order shipped too? That's awesome. Verna, this rectangle actually is part of our brand new master layouts set. So it comes with the window die. And then like I was saying last night, you can save all of these pieces, and these make cute little flags that if you have an alphabet stamp set, you could do a little happy birthday banner across a card. Definitely use them for something like that. Somebody said party hats. I like these too, to save these for some kind of mosaic tile. These look like Scrabble tiles to me now. I feel like if I had a Scrabble stamp set, I could make some fun Scrabble tiles. Also, these little excess pieces, if you're a scrapbooker, save them, because I know if you're a scrapbooker, you have alphabet stickers and alphabet stamps. And these are nice little backgrounds to put your stickers or to stamp words for headlines across the top of your scrapbook pages. All right, so now we're going to look at these two, and we're going to make a decision together. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. So, do we like, I feel like the eye doctor, 1 or 2? So this feels very regal. Like this is, I'm at the Kennedy's mansion out on the, out up in New England. I'm at the Kennedy mansion looking out of their window. And then this feels a little bit more like a country cottage, you know, that wood grain kind of feel. So what do you guys think? If you can scroll up on those comments, Tom, I'd love to see what people are thinking here. I don't know. They like the lighthouse. That's good. Yes, Nantucket. It looked like Nantucket. Oh, you like 1 better? Okay. 1 or 2. Okay. There's 1. 1 is definitely very regal. Very regal. 2 is more country cottagey feeling. So I'm looking at the clock and it's only 12:28. I think we could probably use them both. So for the lighthouse, we'll use the blue one, and then let's make another one using the brown one, okay? Using the wood grain one. But I really like the way the wood grain one looks. It really came out cute. You might be able to decide better too if you see it right on the cardstock. So this is going to go up kind of high because I want to put a greeting over it. So that there'll be a greeting down here. So that's one option. And then the other option is the wood. Yeah, kind of like them both. So maybe we'll do a second one with the wood. Okay, now, one thing that I think that makes it look a little bit better and crisper around the edges is if you trim this down just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off all the way around. Okay, so just going to move it down 1/8 of an inch. Actually, just kind of like along the stitched line. Just kind of line it up so that you see the stitched line there. Because I want to put this on top, right? And I don't want that to be peeking out the other side. So if it's just a little bit smaller, it's going to give us a little bit more, you know, it's going to hide that background piece a little bit. Now I want to pop this window up. I don't want this window to be right up against it. I feel like the whole thing looks better if it's just, you know, pulled away a little bit from the whole thing. So yeah, I'll use the wood grain one with the seagull. That's a good idea. So this way we can get both ideas in. All right, so I'm going to use some of the Gina K Designs foam tape. Get a pair of scissors here, and we'll cut a piece. We'll put it right down the side here. This would make a nice shaker card too, if you've got little seashells or things like that. You know, there's so many cute embellishments out there in the world. Pardon me. It would make a really cute shaker card. Okay. We'll do a little bit at the top here. And I think the way I'm going to do it at the top is I'm just going to put one piece, like, I'm going to make this smaller. Let's put one piece here and one piece here, because I really don't want it to get too close to the window. And then for this, I'm actually going to cut it in half like that, so I have a much thinner strip. And then I'll save that for the second card that I do. Here we go. Okay. I have a tickle in my throat. That is the worst, scariest thing anytime you are like a YouTuber to have a tickle. Well, not when you're a YouTuber. When you're a YouTuber and you're doing a voiceover video, that's fine, because you can just redo it. But you can't redo live. All right, now let's position this where we want it and make sure that we have room for our greeting. So I'll probably do the greeting first. We'll get the greeting down here on the bottom of the card. And I think for this one, I definitely want to use the happy birthday, take a little time to coast. Because that's what I think of. When I think of the coast, I think of lighthouses and, I don't know, just that beautiful look of the ocean. So let's get that centered on my card base. And this is just a regular A2 card base. And we'll get a little bit of black ink on there. There we go. Okay. Need my Chucky. There we go. Happy birthday. Take a little time to coast. Now we can figure out where we want to put this whole thing. So let's attach these two pieces together first. I'll just use the Misty as my workstation. I know, isn't this card fun? So we're just going to pop it on there. There we go. It's just so nice to have that little bit of 3D there, having it popped out. Boy, I cut it close there, didn't I? Now, if you cut it really close and you feel like it's going to show, you can just get your scissors under there and you can cut away a little of the white if you need to. You're not going to see it. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put this right on top. So let me get a little bit of tape here. Get this right on top. I really like this whole window thing. I feel like I have to pace myself because I'll be making window cards like every day because they're so fun. There we go. There we go. That whole card has so much dimension, doesn't it? I love that. It's really fun. Okay. It is a great guy card. I know I didn't think about this in time for Father's Day. My bad. Okay. Now, let's do another one. We'll do a little ink blending.
Why is it not in time for Father's Day?
Well, I think that probably, when is Father's Day, Tom?
I think it's next week.
Yeah, it might be hard for everybody to get their order in time. I think that will be the only problem. I know they're trying, but there are a lot of orders. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over, and we could do a whole different blend here. Let's go back and add the horizon. Maybe I'll show you what Mindy did that was so cool. I'll do that on another card. We'll just stick with the ink blending today. But I do want to add a different color in here. I feel like sweet mango might be a fun color to add into the mix. Maybe sweet mango, peach Bellini, or sweet mango. Where's my purple? I really want the purple in there. More purple. Connie wants to know how we met, Tom. She's asking you.
How did we meet? We met in the middle of a song, didn't we?
Yeah. We did. We met in the middle of a song. That's exactly right. Oh, I just smeared ink. Tom actually wrote a song for our anniversary. You can find it here on my YouTube channel. And he's playing it now. But he wrote and sang a song that talks about how we met.
Playing in a band.
Playing in a band, yep. That's how we met. Playing in a band. So I'm using the Ocean Mist here again. Get a lot of color down there. We were 15 years old when we met. That's really young, isn't it? We've known each other for a long time, Tom. Yeah, so if you guys want to hear that song, it's on the YouTube channel, and if you type in, like if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm adding some Turquoise Sea here. If you go to my YouTube channel and then you click search this channel, because I think you can do that on a desktop. You can search the channel, just type in anniversary and the song will come up. It's really sweet. It was so funny too because ooh, that's a nice crisp horizon. Now I'm gonna block that with the other side, and then I'll start my sky. We'll do a little, we'll start with some of this sweet mango. So I remember that morning I was asleep. It was like a Sunday morning maybe, or Saturday morning, and my phone started blowing up. Like, I was getting notifications from YouTube with people making comments, and a lot of the comments that you guys leave on my YouTube channel comes up on my phone. I think I'm going to make this a much brighter color combo here. And I thought this is really weird because I didn't post a video. So what are people liking? Like, what are they making comments on? But it was Tom. He broke into my YouTube channel, got my password, broke into my YouTube channel, and he posted the video on my channel. So that was very sweet. So now I'm using Innocent Pink. And then people started making comments, and the comments woke me up, and I got to see that he had posted a song. And then the song made me cry, and it still makes me cry. I have a very hard time Very hard time listening to it because it's very sweet. I'm gonna go back and add a little more sweet mango in there. You can see I'm blending a nice deep color there. Now let's go in with the lovely lavender. It is interesting to meet somebody so young. And, you know, a lot of times you'll hear people say, oh, well, you know, when you meet somebody really young, that's not the one, but it was the one. You're the one, Tom.
You're the one.
All right, so I'm just adding this lavender here a little bit into the pink. Kind of like that cloudy look I'm getting here between them. Now I want to go in with a little bit of a darker purple. So pray for me because this is scary. I'm going to start really high up on the card and work my way down. This way I don't have to worry if it's too dark, because where I cut it, it won't be quite as dark. So I'm going to come in with wild lilac and then just work it down into that lovely lavender. No, I know it's scary, but give it a minute. Just give it a little time. Let it sit and fester. That's a technique, you know, for crafting. Letting things just sit and fester for a little bit. I like that kind of whitishness there. So many of you met your sweethearts when you were in high school too. That's so nice. Tom and I went to different high schools, but we met because we played in a band together. It was actually my mother's fault that we met. My mother's fault. All right, let's see what this looks like here. Ooh, I like that. I really like that. That's cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our birds. Boy, the sailboat would look nice too. We'll do the birds. I know we're probably going to go over a little bit. Maybe not. You guys don't care, right? It's okay. There we go. We'll cut the birds out. What am I doing? I'm just like putting that like right in the middle of the Misty. Now I'm all distracted by the song. Hey, did I see Simon Hurley in here? Simon Hurley also has a fantastic video. You got to check out Simon Hurley's videos too. He is so talented. So if you're still here, Simon, thank you for stopping by. I thought I saw you go by. So I'm inking this up in black Onyx ink, and I'm going to stamp it. So this view here, this feels more like, I mean, Tom and I grew up near Wildwood, New Jersey. I like that. It's pretty, huh? And there was the ocean side, of course, and then there was the bay. And the bay was like on the opposite side of the island. And the water was very still and calm on that side. You know, I could have used "You Are My Guiding Light" on that lighthouse. Didn't think of that. Okay, so we already have our window all done. So I like the bit of purple in here. So let's just look at the window and see how that looks. I'm gonna do it kind of like over here. That's pretty. Ooh, I love it. Okay, how many years are you doing this? For how many years are you doing this? Perfection? Oh, come on. You can't be new here. You know you know how many mistakes I make. But that's very sweet. How long have I been doing this? Well, I've been stamping for a very long time. I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which a lot of you know. And I did that for many years and had a downline, did all the fun in-home parties and everything. But I started this company way back in 2006. So, been doing it for a while, I have to say. I like this window, guys. I feel like I want to go over just a little bit more. Definitely want to see the bird. We could come up higher and get the bird in this lower window. I want more bird. Yeah, let's do that so we can really see the bird. Okay. Just kind of pick a spot to cut. So yeah, oh, how many years I was married? Oh, that perfection. Tom and I have been married for 35 years. 35 years, which is really weird because I don't really even feel like I personally am 35 years old, but I am definitely, I am definitely more than 35 years old. But you know how you just don't feel it? You just, I don't know. It's weird. Life is weird, isn't it? Like you just still feel like a kid, but you're not a kid anymore. But age is just a number. You're as young as you feel. So that's what I'm going with. So I'm going to cut a piece of this cardstock out. I'm going to just cut it, make a white card base here. Now, some of you have asked about cutting with this little We Are Memory Keepers, how to get a clean cut down the side. So I think, first of all, I think some people actually don't slip the cardstock under here and they try to do it this way on top. That's not going to work at all. You do have to slip it under this clear plastic guide. And then you can't hold it here and cut or it's going to be very rigid. You have to hold it here on the guide and press down on the plastic guide. And then ever so slightly, just push your handle a little bit toward the left. Now, not a lot because the blade, you know, you don't want to cut onto the metal thing down here, but just ever so slightly, and that gives you that super crisp, sharp edge. You can see how nice that is. So this is a fantastic little paper cutter for, you know, what it is and the price. It's very reasonable. All right, now I'm going to score this. And again, when you're scoring a thicker cardstock, you want to make sure that you use the side of your tool, not the point of your tool. I always bring my cardstock down away from this top casing, and then this way I can slip my tool into a groove, the 4 1/4 groove, and then you just want to score several times. Get a couple of good score lines in there, and then use the side of your tool to press that nice crease in there. And you see that? No cracking. No cracking at all. Okay.
So Gina.
Yes.
For the realist out there.
For the realist?
Yes. For the people with an eye for detail.
Yes.
Would you color in the pilings so the water and the sky?
Yeah, so yes, you would. I don't mind this look. I think it's really pretty. I will do another video where I actually emboss this in black embossing ink. And then what I would do is I would emboss it in black, like black embossing powder. And then I would go in with a small paintbrush and bleach. And I would bleach out all inside there to get rid of the color. And then I would go back and color it in to be more realistic. So if you're more of a realist and you're not liking this kind of more sketchy kind of look, then you can definitely do that. Or you can actually stamp the birds and you can mask them off and then do your ink blending around a mask. So either way is up to you. So I'm going to cut off the stitching.
Sounds like a lot of options there.
Yeah, and I think what I'm going to do is, for me, the easiest way is to just ink blend, emboss my image on top, and then I just cut all the stitching off of that to make it a little smaller. For me, that's the easiest way, just to emboss everything and then bleach it out. All right, so let me get my gray piece so you can see this. So let's go ahead and put the rest of this tape on there. Here's my little piece that I saved. Get some on the sides there. Yes, masking would be perfect. But I'm a real whimsical card maker. I guess you guys know that by now. And I know a lot of you are really, really good at the Copic coloring, and you color everything and you see the light and all of that. I don't. I just make cards for fun. I don't worry as much about them being realistic looking. So this kind of look to me, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind it. All right. So we'll get this on top. I love the popping up the window though. Just something a little fun. Yeah, if you bleach it out, and the one thing about bleaching it out is the bleach dries very quickly, but let it sit for a little bit, because one time I did that. I bleached it out and then I took my time and I colored it really well. And then I left and I went and ate dinner and I came back and all my coloring was gone because the bleach wasn't completely dry. And so the bleach just bleached away all my color. So make sure you give it a little bit of time to dry first. Okay, so there's my wooden window. I like the wooden window. Now we can put this more down on the card and we can use a smaller greeting like thank you. Let's do that. Let's just do a little thank you right off the side there. Okay. Do I dare stamp it by hand? Do you guys trust me to stamp it by hand? I don't know if I trust me to stamp it by hand, but I think I'm going to take a shot here. Let's see. It's going to go right there. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I have faith. But before I do it, I'm going to test it. Make sure that it stamps well. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. And I'll put that right there. That's so simple and so pretty. I love it. I love playing with this set. Oh, my hair. It's falling out onto my cards. So somebody told me they think it's because I lost weight quickly that that I'm losing my hair, but I didn't lose weight that quickly. It took about 9 months. But I'm going to a dermatologist, so we're going to check my hair. And a huge shout out to Corin Wiskman, who this morning texted me and told me that she liked my big 80s hair up in a headband. She made me blush. Okay, so there we go. There's 2 different looks using the window. Very simple cards. I'm sure you guys will come up with much more complicated, beautiful things. I can't wait until you guys get your own so that I can see what you make. But there's the view. That is the view. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me lay that over there for there. Okay. All righty. Well, this was a lot of fun today. Thank you guys for joining me again, 2 back-to-back, last night and today. It was great to see so many of you out there. I will be back next Monday. We're going to be kind of back on our regular schedule again, the Monday nights and the Thursday mornings, or the Thursday at lunchtime. So Monday, I'll be back playing more with the kit, playing more with the dies, coming up with some new ideas, and I hope a lot of you have your new kits and your new dies and lots of new stamp sets by then so you can play along. All right, everybody, until next Monday, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you all so very much. Mwah. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.